Television.
Planet Earth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. TeenStar, online and international.
TeenStar is one of the UK's premier talent competitions, whose winners go on to the biggest stages around the world. This year, we're taking things online and global. Hi everyone, I'm your North American presenter, Frankie Cena, and welcome to TeenStar 2020 Battle of the Champions. Kicking off this year's competition, we have 8 successful TeenStar winners from previous years, including acts who have made the finals of X Factor, The Voice Kids, and the winners of BBC's All Together Now and The Voice UK 2019, all performing from their homes to entertain us. If you're inspired by their performances and you're a talented young singer, head over to www.teenstarcompetition.co.uk, where you'll find some useful tips and advice on singing, plus details on how to enter this year's TeenStar competition. You can choose your favorite performer of the night from home, and voting information will be available, with a poll going live on our website and socials after the show. You can also comment right now as you're watching. Now, before we get to our singers, let's introduce our judges. A&R for Sony, Thames TV, and Future Music, Chris Grayston. BBC1 TV presenter, vocal coach, and session singer, Carrie Grant. A&R at Polydor Records Universal, Leon Haynes. Owner of music studio Vocal Ovation, and my friend from All Together Now, Julie Miles. Our first performer made it to the live round of The Voice, performing Billie Eilish. Here is Ty Lewis.
I've learned to lose, you can't afford to. Tore my shirt to stop you bleeding, but nothing ever stops you leaving. Quiet when I'm coming home and I'm on my own. I can lie, say I like it like that, like it like that. I can lie, say I like it like that, like it like that. But nothing is better sometimes. Once we both said our goodbyes, let's just let it go. Let me let you go. Quiet when I'm coming home, I'm on my own. I can lie and say I like it like that, like it like that. I can lie, say I like it like that, like it like that.
Amazing work, Ty. Let's hear what our judges think, beginning with Chris.
Well, I've seen Ty now for a good while. Every year he comes back. I know he works with Julie vocally, and he's just getting better and better for me. It's really good to see him on the piano and starting to work that in. And for me, he really connected well with the song. I really felt the connection. So set the bakes really hard there. Good job, Ty.
I think, Ty, your voice is exquisite and it's technically beautiful. One thing I'd love to see you do is to just be a little bit more open. I feel like the hat, the glasses, the microphone, the eyes shut kind of hid you away a little. I'd like to see you drop some of that stuff so that we actually get to see you, because your voice is beautiful.
Yeah, Ty, I think it was a good performance, got a great voice, and you sound like an accomplished pianist. The only critique I would say is just probably practice that song a little bit more so you can play it a bit more fluid, because I found some parts of it were a little stop-start as you tried to kind of get yourself on time, I guess.
Yeah, so as Chris said, I do actually work with Ty. And what I've always loved about Ty, I've actually worked with him since he was kind of knee-high to a grasshopper, possibly even ankle-high, because he's quite a small lad. What I've always loved about his voice, which I cannot say I have taught him, is that tone. His tone is just to die for. And just to actually pick up on something Leon said about the playing, he's completely self-taught. He just picked up the piano a couple of years ago, and I think that was a brave performance to actually play and kind of open himself up like that. I thought was brave.
Well, thank you very much, Julie, and thank you, judges. It's always hard being first, but Ty, excellent work. Our next performer is last year's TeenStar winner. It's Teah.
Looking so crazy in love, got me looking so crazy in love. So crazy, my baby. Got me hoping you page me right now. You kiss, got me hoping you save me right now. Looking so crazy in love, got me looking so crazy in love.
Thank you so much, Teah. Let's head over to see what Chris thought of that performance.
Teah for me was one of those that just crept under the bar last year's competition, and when she came to the grand final at the O2, she really, stole the show. I think she could still build on her confidence and really go for it even more. She's got so much ability, and so I suppose just working on that confidence, starting to be original would be the things I'd like to see her progress with. But she's got bags of talent, and it's good to see her progression.
I absolutely love Teah. I love the way she can reinvent any song and make it her own, and I love that about you. The one thing I would say to you is that you need to work on your authority. It's about really owning the space, and that is down to it feels to me like there's a slight lack of confidence there, and therefore anyone in the industry is going to put you more towards a girl band and put people around you rather than see you as a soloist. I think as a soloist, you've got to develop that authority. That's all about self-confidence.
I would agree with Carrie and Chris, just on the confidence issue, I guess, but she's got an amazing voice. I feel like she potentially didn't really even need the backing track, to be honest, and she could have just done a full a cappella and owned it a bit more, just to kind of showcase her talent even more than it already was.
I thought that was an absolutely brilliant song choice. and I totally agree with everybody else. Teah is a dark horse. She's always been a dark horse, and she's slowly starting to rise to the occasion, but she needs to start listening to what she can do with her voice and start trusting her gift, and use those amazing eyes more.
It's time to go to our third performer who I had the pleasure of meeting. She is the Voice Kids semi-finalist, the preteen winner of TeenStar in 2017, and she is Brooke.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before, no. And I just gotta tell you right now that I really do believe that something's got a hold on me. Oh, something's got a hold on me right now, child. Let me tell you now, I've got a feeling I feel so strange. Everything about me seems to change. Step by step, I got to get it wrong. I even sound sweeter when I'm stuck. I say no.
Amazing energy and amazing work, Brooke. Thank you so much. Let's hear what Chris has to say.
Well, I think it's great that Brooke really, she really went out and performed it, got that mic off, and that's exactly how we want to see people do it in terms of performance. I suppose the only critique is I'd just like to see her connect a little bit more to the emotion of the song, rather than, maybe trying to showboat her voice. Just get that connection to the song better would be good, and work on that expression for me.
I think Brooke knocking it out the park with the performance, big powerhouse performer, and that's a great thing to see at a really young age. The thing you need to start working on now as you're going in towards your sort of your more adult voice is actually looking at the beauty of your voice. It's a powerful voice, but now it's time to work on the tone, the sound of the voice, getting a thicker, richer sound. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was a great performance, full of energy. I mean, it's great to see such a young talent doing so much with, limited resources in that sense. So I feel like that was really good. The only thing I would say is maybe a song choice that's probably more suitable for her age kind of thing, I guess. But other than that, it's really good.
Yeah, so great to see so much energy being used up in such a difficult time. I mean, putting all that energy into this lockdown period. I think, she could probably sing almost anything. I totally agree with kind of starting to find the beauty in her voice. And I think all that was missing for me performance-wise was a mic drop.
Thank you, Julie. Now, TeenStar produces amazing talent who go on to do amazing things, and the next performer is no different. She is the 2019 winner of The Voice, Molly Hocking.
Sometimes it amazes me how strong the power of love can be. Sometimes you just take my breath away. You watch my love grow like a child. we're too good to lose, too good to be there just to use. I'm gonna stand up on a mountain top and tell the news that you take my breath away.
Gorgeous performance, Molly. Thank you so much. Let's hear from Chris.
Well, you can see why Molly won the voice. Just such richness and tone from her vocal. Really hoping that Molly can really kick on with a record deal now. I guess from winning the voice, she'll have a record deal with, I think, Polydor. So really be good to see her kick on. I just think performance-wise, just reach out with those eyes a little bit more, trying to connect with us a little bit more. It is a picky thing I'd like to see her do, but faultless voice for me.
For a very long while, people have been looking for an Eva Cassidy, and I think she sounds great. Well, you're brilliant. But my one reservation, it's quite a big one, is that I don't know who you are, and your image really confounds me. Because for me, you feel like a teacher, you don't feel like an artist. And I think that's just to do with how you somehow feel about yourself and how you view yourself. So I think it's worth thinking about, how do people view me? What is my outfit saying or not saying? Because for me, there's a disconnect with the image. The voice is exquisite. I mean, it's perfection, but the image isn't tying up for me with the voice that I'm hearing.
Yeah, I think, definitely amazing voice, beautifully sung. I don't know if it was a cover or not. I'm aware of an original, but yeah, it sounds like a great song. And I'll probably agree with Carrie, I guess, just thinking more in terms of the presentation, image-wise. Even though it's on camera, it's still good to just kind of ensure that all dots connect in that sense.
Yeah, I'm actually having an argument here with myself because I've got two completely different views. On one hand, I think that was such a beautiful performance. I'm constantly telling singers to enjoy their voices, get into your own voice and actually enjoy, self-indulge a bit, enjoy your voice, which I really, really believe she did. But on the other hand, she's the winner of The Voice, and I do feel that she should maybe by now be ready to hang her hat on that and go, do you know what, I'm Molly Hocking, I'm Voice winner, and here I am. So I'm having an argument with myself.
Very, very excellent constructive feedback from our judges, Molly. I loved it. Exquisite performance and my first time getting to hear you. So thank you so much for that. Our next performer is a U16 Open Mic winner and TeenStar finalist, Liam Price.
There goes my heart beating, and you are the reason I'm losing my sleep. Please come back now. There goes my mind racing, and you are the reason that I'm still breathing. I'm hopeless now. I climb every mountain and swim every ocean just to be with you and fix what I've broken. Oh, 'cause I need you to see that you are the reason
Chris, what did you think?
Well, the standard is really high. I suppose that's what we expect from these guys. They've all done well. I remember Liam winning the open mic a couple of years ago. Liam is always solid. He always knows what song to pick. He's a very good professional, and everything he does it. He's always keen and willing to do stuff. As I say to a lot of young artists, just want them to find their own sound, start doing their own songs, and start being creative a little bit more. And I think Liam is at that point now where he needs to just go the next level up and find his own style.
I felt like if I closed my eyes, I was in church. It was a great kind of gospel sound that you have to your voice, Liam. And you have real poise and real authority. I love all of those things. I think the challenge is now going to be how you develop as an artist. You look a little bit like your mum told you to wear the suit. And I kind of want to go, who is Liam and how old are you? I don't know if you're a 45-year-old man in a 12-year-old's body or something, but just that sense of who are you at your age? I want you to own your age and be who you are. I know that's the big challenge for everyone at your age, but to find out who you are as an artist, because the potential is massive.
Yeah, I really liked his delivery of that song. It was quite good, steady build up throughout. Towards the end, it crescendoed as I expected. The only issue I would say is probably just work a lot more on the breathing technique as well, because I guess towards the end when he was doing a high note, I assumed he ran out of air, so he kind of stopped abruptly and then continued. But other than that, I think it was good.
So Liam, what a voice, absolutely incredible. And I think you need to start recognising that you have an amazing voice and actually start delivering with meaning, because that song is so emotional. But I think in some cases you were thinking about showcasing your voice more than the actual emotion and message behind it. So in some cases, the phrasing was just a little bit, it needed to be broken up to really get the intent behind it. And I think like Carrie said, and a couple of others, that he's still a young lad. I would like to see him bring a little bit more of that youth to his performance, and sing, maybe those kind of showstopper songs when he's into his 20s or 30s. Bring some fun to it.
Thank you very much, Julie. We have 3 performers left, and next up we have the winner of TeenStar 2017, Annabel Davies.
When you were here before, I couldn't look you in the eyes. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. You're so very special that I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. Oh, I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? No, I don't belong here. Oh, she's running out. Oh, she's running out again. Yeah. She's running out again. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want, you're so very special, and I wish I was special, but I'm a creep.
Thank you, Annabel, for that performance. Chris, what did you think?
I love Annabel's voice. I love the way she connects with the song. Have to say, a little bit disappointed in the framing of her video. I thought she could have put a bit of imagination into what was going on behind. And I think for me that detracted a little bit from her performance. And so I think that's really important to think about presenting yourself in a way, especially as going online. And And that's the one thing that let it down, because she's got a super vocal.
I completely agree with what Chris just said. She's so far away, it's really hard to feel like you're intimately singing to us. Great, flexible, dynamic, toned voice. Also some good performance technique. It felt a little bit too techniquey in places. I kind of wanted you just to connect to the song and be a little bit more undone, because the song is an undone kind of song. So I would just don't follow the song with the notes, follow it with the story. That's just always the thing. And the other tiny little note is special ooh. There's your favourite vowel is ooh. Just make sure you don't overuse it in places, the oohs.
Yeah, I echo everyone's compliments in terms of, you know, she has great voice, good technique, but I guess, yeah, just more thought in terms of, you know, background presentation and just the overall look. And I felt like probably towards the end, she looked like she became a bit lacking in confidence. I'm not sure what to do with herself, so maybe think about maybe some props and stuff just to kind of assist in the performance.
Annabel, what a great voice. Absolutely beautiful, really original sounding, and I really do think there's potential for heaps of artistry there. What I felt was, if I closed my eyes and listened to you and then opened my eyes, I wouldn't have expected the image that I saw, and I would have expected something just a bit more commanding. So I do feel that you need to recognise the potential that's there and really start stepping out of your comfort zone. I felt it was a little bit apologetic sometimes, and yeah, you really need to just, again, trust your gift and showcase it more, be confident.
Thank you, Julie, and thank you, judges, for your critiques. Our next performer is the winner of season 1 of All Together Now and the UK's rep at Eurovision. This is Michael Rice.
Every single lie that tells me I will never
Michael, for that beautiful rendition. Chris.
I remember Michael actually when he got to the grand final of TeenStar, the first year we ever did it actually, and I always thought going into that final he would be really one of those ones to take the show. Unfortunately, just I don't know, the occasion got a bit too much for him, and I remember him starting on the floor and doing a Beyonce number, and in the end came third to Luke and Emily Middlemass, so he was in good company there. I also remember inviting him down to do a showcase in London, and I've never had anyone just have so much impact with their voice as he does. I really do hope Michael kind of kicks on from here and, you know, has some really cracking songwriters work with him and move on, because I think he's an incredible talent.
I felt like this song cost you, this performance cost you, and I love it when an artist sweats blood and tears in order to put a song across. I felt that song. And even, you know, just through, you know, this is lockdown, so we're not in the best environment to watch stuff, but that completely connected. I feel for you, I want to forget all the pictures I've seen of you at Eurovision. I want to forget all the very cheesy, smiling, suit-wearing stuff I've seen of you. I want this Michael Rice. I want this genuine, authentic, who you are person. And if we can forget what we've seen before, who you are now is unbelievably marketable.
Definitely, Michael, that was a great performance, and I would agree with Carrie there. I actually made notes to say the same thing, that of what I've watched in terms of performances, his was, I felt, the most organic and natural looking. As he looked like an artist, it was him. It wasn't, you know, a kid in a suit or in a ball gown or anything like that, which is, I guess, a mistake that a lot of young performers make, you know, come dressed to the nines as opposed to just connecting with their age and their culture. And I felt like he did that in an amazing way, so great job, Michael.
Yeah, so like everybody else, I do feel that was a really raw performance. I felt like Michael, he really bared his soul, but he's been doing that. Like Chris, on that same TeenStar competition, I actually judged him at the audition stage, and he fought in that audition room. He literally charged at the judges, 5 judges with that voice, and fought for his place in the regionals and the area, and then, you know, in the finalists as well. So he has, you know, he has really stomped the boards. He has put the graft in, and that voice, oh my God, is just crazy good. I think the only thing for me with that performance is I would have liked to see that he did believe by the end, where I still felt that there was still that desperation, but that's just me personally. I actually loved his little cheeky smile at the end. I thought that was great.
Thank you, judges, for your insight. We have one performer left. It's been an amazing show, and she is the preteen winner of TeenStar 2018, Joslyn Plant.
I feel the warming light surround me. I know I'm healing through my pain. I'm bruised and broken, but I'm fighting, breaking free. I'll set my sail and drift away. So I struggle to keep my head up. I know as long as I keep breathing, I can battle through the crease of the waves. I'll find a way, I'll find a way. Hold on to this feeling. I'll find a way, I'll find a way. As long as I'm breathing, I struggle to keep my head up. I know as long as I keep breathing, I can battle through the crease of the waves. Hard times don't get the best of me. In time I know that it will set me free. Find life, find hope, and let it be. Yeah. Hard times won't get the best of me. In time I know that it will set me free. Find life, find hope, and let it be. Yeah. So I struggle to keep my head up. I know as long as I keep breathing, I can battle through the crease of the waves. Now I'll find a way, I'll find a way. Hold on to this feeling. I'll find a way, I'll find a way. As long as I'm breathing, I struggle
Thank you, Joslyn. There we have it, our 8 performers of the Battle of the Champions. Chris, what did you think of that performance?
Well, I think we've got to bear in mind Joslyn along with Brooke are our babies of our group, and they're obviously competing with some people that are, matured and got 10 years on them. But I think she did a good job. I'd like to see her work the dynamics a little bit more, because I think the story drifted for me, and I'd like to connect a little bit more with that. But it was good to see her using the guitar, and she's got bags of potential, and she's got age on our side to really develop now.
I loved your performance. I think that you are an artist, and that's a great thing. I think that you connect with your music, which is lovely. You're easy to watch, which is nice. You make me feel comfortable watching you. I think you need to spend some time on vocal technique. It was quite shouty in places, and you're really lifting your head up, which is, that's going to be a problem later on if you don't. You need to stop doing that, really, basically. But good singer-songwriter, bags of potential is what I'd say there.
Yeah, that was a good performance for me. As I touched on previously, I think it was good use of background and settings. When I say about props, just little things in the background to kind of give a professional kind of look. The only thing I would say is a good song. Maybe think about song structure when composing music as well. I felt like it did slightly drag a bit, and as well, if you want to be kind of commercial and mainstream, your songs just need to be punchy.
Yeah, so definitely the makings of a real artist. The song, for the most part, I thought was really, really catchy. Feel that it just went a little bit adrift in the bridge. And also, and I totally agree with Chris on dynamics, I felt that she'd already reached her peak, and then she tried to take it a little bit further, but it was just a little bit too much. And also, just from an image point of view, again, if I close my eyes, this is quite an intense kind of driving, almost kind of dark song. And of course, she looks so pretty and, in pastel colours. I think maybe if she'd had something a little bit more striking and she'd stood up, she would really have delivered a much more powerful and dynamic, but powerful dynamic performance.
Thank you so much, Julie. If you can see yourself performing at TeenStar, now is your chance to enter. Go to teenstarcompetition.co.uk. And I hope you are taking notes, because these judges, they know their stuff. And there was a lot of feedback that I think are potential champions and take on board. So judges, let's go through your favorites, the highlights of the show. Chris, what did you think?
Well, maybe a bit controversial here, but I thought the boys kind of stole it for me. I really had Michael and Teah at the top of the game at the start there. And for the girls, I thought Teah and Molly were the 2 stand-up girls, just ahead of the rest, but they all did such a great job.
Well, that's really interesting. I was about to say exactly the same thing. It felt like the boys really knocked it out of the park tonight. Michael Rice, fabulous. Teah, fabulous. And I think the girls, for me, it's so interesting because there's such strengths, but there's also stuff that I have reservations about. I'm going to say Teah.
I think overall the standard was very good. For me, the standout artist is going to be Michael Rice, to be honest. I just felt like he was the most kind of almost there in a sense of an artist, with the image and the energy and the passion. It's just about, I guess for him, just about getting into sessions and really honing in on what his sound and style is. He just reminded me of maybe an early James Arthur or somebody like that, to be honest. So there's definitely something there. He stood out for me, yeah.
Final word. Do I just have to have 3? I feel like I need to mention so many, because the standard is so amazing. And I have to say, being involved in TeenStar and Open Mic for so many years, seeing so many singers, when you then see the standard that those singers actually get to is incredible. I think I have to mention Michael. I've seen him as a child just, go through these competitions and do amazing things. For somebody who really, really makes me smile, has to be Burke. She has got so much pizzazz about her, bravery, and just somebody who I think is really going to start coming to the surface more and more is Teah. Totally agree about Teah. There's something about her, and I wish she's starting to know it, but I hope that comes to the surface more. And then I actually have to mention Molly Hocking, because I'm going to actually think about her after tonight and just think about that argument I was having in my head, because there is something so compelling about it. So Molly, yeah, there's definitely something about her.
Well, thank you so much. Judges, thank you for bringing me into this UK talent competition, and I am so privileged and blessed to hear these amazing singers. At the end of the day, tonight is not about what the judges think, it's about what you think. You can vote on various platforms to decide who was the champion of the champions. Thank you, judges, so much for your expertise. Chris, Carrie, Julie, and Leon, and we'll see you for the audition rounds of TeenStar.